welcome to the SPIA, School of Public and International Affairs SPIA undergraduate commencement for 2022. Seniors, congratulations. This will be the first of maybe 5 times I'll say it, so I'm going to start and applaud. So a warm welcome. My name is Matthew Auer. I am the Dean of the School of Public and International Affairs, and we're so pleased that you're here with us today. So we have a program for you, and we've got a series of speakers. Grant Thomas will be our first speaker. Grant Thomas is the Director of Health Strategy and Coordination in the Office of Governor Brian Kemp. Previously, Grant served as a policy advisor in the governor's office and in government relation roles for the University of Georgia and Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Grant is a double dog with a bachelor's degree in political science and a master's in business administration. He has served on SPIA's Alumni Board of Directors, and currently he's our chair. And with that, I'm delighted to introduce you and ask you to join me in welcoming Grant Thomas.
Arthur Tripp, Dean Auer, faculty, staff, friends, family, and most importantly, the newest members of the SPIA alumni family, the UGA SPIA class of 2022. My name is Grant Thomas, and I have the privilege of serving as the 2021-2022 chairman of the SPIA Alumni Board of Directors. On behalf of our board of directors and all the SPIA alumni in this state, throughout the country, and around the world, I want to congratulate all of you on reaching this important milestone and becoming the newest members of the SPIA alumni family and the UGA alumni community. I want to thank you for allowing me to be a part of your special day. 7 years ago, I was in your shoes and where you find yourself today. I was proud of what I had accomplished at UGA and the great experiences I had had over the course of 4 years in the best college town in America, Athens, Georgia. Of course, I was also a little anxious and apprehensive about the future. But most importantly, I was incredibly grateful for the lifelong friendships and relationships that I had developed with my peers over 4 years in Athens. When I first came to UGA as a first-year student in the fall of 2011, I had no idea that I was joining a community that I was not only going to be a part of for the next 4 years as an undergraduate student, but a community that would endure for the rest of my life. That sense of community, like all communities, is important. It is the unifying aspect that binds us all together. You may not realize this yet, but the bonds and relationships that you have formed as students here will last into your professional careers and personal lives. Many of my current coworkers, colleagues, and friends were also SPIA classmates of mine almost 10 years ago. I also think back to all the investments that SPIA faculty and staff made in me as a student and the doors that were opened up for me because of their mentorship, encouragement, and guidance. Some of these incredible professors are still with SPIA today, including Dr. Marianne Gallagher, Dr. Audrey Haynes, and Dr. Charles Bullock. Thank you for believing in me and all the doors you opened for me. I'm proud to say that I not only majored in political science at UGA, but I also majored in Bullock. Between 2 courses and 2 full-time internships, I earned a total of 30 hours of course credit from Dr. Bullock at UGA. He also recommended me for one of my first political internships back in 2013 to a SPIA alum who was overseeing a statewide campaign that election cycle. 9 years later, I'm still working for the same elected official whose campaign I worked on as a SPIA student. This example I just shared simply illustrates the strength of the SPIA community. The SPIA alumni community has helped thousands of SPIA students over the years find opportunities that have led them to where they are today. As you graduate today and move on from your time as a SPIA student, I would encourage you to seek opportunities to serve others who are also members of this incredible community, and that includes both SPIA students and fellow alumni. What makes the SPIA community strong is the commitment we hold to serving one another. There are so many ways to become involved and give back to the school that has given so much to us. Attending events, mentoring students, fundraising, and personally giving. And don't worry, we're not going to shake you down for money today. However, I think the most impactful way we can give back to SPIA and give back to the students, and give back to the school is to extend a helping hand to current students and fellow alumni. I know I benefited immensely as a student, as I'm sure many of you have, from SPIA alums who took the time to take our calls, get coffee, or simply offer us a quick word of advice. I've yet to meet a SPIA alum of any age or occupation who is unwilling to, at the very least, give some career advice or pointers to fellow alums or current students. So please, take the time to slow down and be willing to help those around you so that when it's your turn to help that young alumnus or that fellow or that SPIA student, you will be there to do it. We're all busy people, yet we can all make a little time to help others, just like our mentors took the time and were willing to invest in us. You're the newest members of our SPIA alumni family. We want to see you thrive and succeed, and we know you will. Also be mindful that from this day forward, you represent this school and this university. Do so with honor and integrity. Cherish this moment and use it as an opportunity to thank your friends and loved ones here today for the incredible investments and sacrifices they've made to help you get to where you are today. Also thank the SPIA faculty and staff for the investments that they made in you and that they continue to make in this community. I wish you all the best today as you celebrate this great achievement. If the board or I personally can ever be of service to any of you, please let me know. Thank you, congratulations, and go Dogs.
Thank you very much, Grant, for those comments and that advice, and we're really proud of the service and the leadership that you're showing on the SPIA board, Alumni Board of Directors, so thank you. So with that, it's now my pleasure to introduce our student speaker, Shahrzad Roshan Zamir. Shahrzad is graduating today with a bachelor's degree in international affairs. She's a self-described activist, organizer, Iranian immigrant, daughter, and a learner of the world around her. During her time at UGA, Shahrzad served as a legislative fellow for Representative Spencer Fry. She is the founder and president of the Undocumented Student Alliance, an advocacy group that organizes educational programs and works on behalf of undocumented students in Georgia universities. She also served as a research assistant to Dr. Leahy Ben-Shitrit and Jane McPherson, looking at issues like the roles women play in conservative religious movements in the Middle East and the effectiveness of protest methods used by student activists on college campuses. Additionally, Shahrzad served as an intern for Athens Oconee court-appointed special advocates, which provide services for abused or neglected children who are in the foster care system. Please join me in welcoming Shahrzad.
Thank you, Grant, for your words, and thank you, Dean Auer, for the introduction. Good afternoon, Dean, faculty, staff, and graduates. My name is Shahrzad Roshan, and it is Roshan Zamir, and it is my greatest honor to be addressing you all today. Families, friends, mentors, and supporters, thank you for being here. None of us would be here without your unconditional support, love, and guidance. To my own family, I would not be a fraction of the woman that I am today at this moment if it was not for the example you set and the path that you paved for me. Friends and classmates, our journey to being here has been far from easy. Our undergraduate experience was complicated, to say the least, by a worldwide pandemic that challenged us in every aspect of life. But this is a day. This is a day that you have dreamed about, shed tears about, spent countless nights at the MLC for, and consumed questionable amounts of caffeine for. We made it. Congratulations. As I stand among this body of light and hope, I cannot help but think about the energy, optimism, and passion that this group of people is going to pour into our world, a world that desperately needs our kindness right now. When you look ahead, whether you are planning on continuing your education, entering academia, work in local politics, or federal government, the work that lies ahead of us can look difficult. It can be frustrating, and you might feel lost at times. But it is precisely in those demanding moments that you have to remember the bigger picture. The work that we do is impactful, groundbreaking, and essential. And we do it with a heart that is dedicated to making this world a better place. We do it with radical compassion. I am the daughter of a revolution, born out of compassion. I have lived amongst the Iranian people who overthrew an autocratic regime with their willpower in the Iranian Revolution of 1979. I have also lived in the betrayal that resulted from the aftermath of 1979, another authoritarian regime that rules to this day. I am wounded by the pain of Iranian political prisoners, journalists, and human rights workers who are punished for their work. I am a witness to my family in Iran, who is slowly losing the ability to purchase basic day-to-day necessities due to maximal inflation. Yet nothing compares to the courage with which my countrymen and women fight to take control of their fate every single day. I have heard radical compassion in the voice of every Palestinian who is born with rebellion in their blood under the rule of an oppressive state. I have seen radical compassion in the face of every Black man and woman who is to this day fighting for liberation and equality in a system that excludes them over and over again. I have organized with radical compassion among undocumented students who tirelessly fight for educational quality in the state of Georgia. But I have witnessed radical compassion firsthand through parents who dropped everything to move me and my brother here for a better life. My father, who changed the trajectory of his life, who worked countless nights and hours to reobtain his bachelor's degree while still providing a steady income for my family. My mother, who transitioned from being the first female supervisor of a radiology department to working 2 jobs in the service industry and sitting in undergraduate classes again. Not once did they complain. Not once did they doubt that their hard work would be worth it, and not once was there ever a gap in the support that they provided for me. When I got to the University of Georgia, I was an accumulation of my ethnicity, my lived experiences, and my political opinions. I was also very loud and very opinionated. I still am those things, just a little more controlled. As I sat through international affairs classes with my peers, I soon learned that we are all here because our hearts beat with compassion for an issue that is near and dear to us. The School of Public and International Affairs allowed me to see the interconnectedness of all of our purposes. The intersectionality of our identities, our struggles, and our thoughts all fuel our own radical compassion. To our faculty, you provided us with the tools we needed to achieve the change we most desire. Dr. Ben-Shitrit was the first person to truly teach me about the intersection of gender, religion, and resistance. Thank you for serving as a mentor and confidant for the past 5 years. Dr. Gallagher, thank you for constantly pushing us to challenge ourselves and our perceptions. I will never forget the definition of a state, nor the role that gender plays in one. Dr. Gal Redman, though we might have complained about the 40-page readings, thank you for teaching us the beauty of dissecting ethnic conflicts and violence. And to Dr. Chad Clay, whose legendary human rights class I waited 4 years to take, thank you for reminding me of my utmost purpose in the midst of uncertainty, to protect human rights and human lives from the chaos of political systems. Class of 2022, what we have learned in our classes is not far from home. Our fights for liberation are parallels of experiences in different times, places, and cultures. Whatever phase of life is awaiting you, I have no doubt that SPIA students are destined to make an impact. Conscious of our political ideology, gender, religion, ethnicity, sexual orientation, and all other defining characteristics, we are all in this place because we care. We didn't necessarily choose this route because it pays super well. And let's face it, we did not choose it for the 20-page papers either. Thank you. We chose our majors and our school with our hearts and minds present, and we will make our impact in the same manner. To the classes below us, our peers beside us, and the world in front of us. With full hearts, sound minds, and a dictation of radical compassion, I would like to once again congratulate the class of 2022 for their hard work and dedication.
Ladies and gentlemen, remember that name. Friday the 13th, May 13th, 2022, I was on the same stage with Sharzad. We always like to set up impossible challenges for our guest speaker, and we just did that. So, yeah, very true. So our guest of honor and our speaker of honor is Arthur Tripp. Arthur Tripp was appointed by the Biden administration to serve as the state executive director of the USDA Farm Service Agency, FSA, in Georgia in October of 2021. Tripp is a native Georgian born in Warner Robins. Prior to his appointment, Tripp served as the senior policy advisor to U.S. Congressman David Scott, current chairman of the U.S. House Committee on Agriculture, where he managed the agriculture policy portfolio for the congressman. He also served as a senior administrator in the office of the president of the University of Georgia and as district director for Georgia's 7th Congressional District. Tripp is a SPIA graduate, having earned his degree in political science in 2009. He was named to the 2015 class of UGA's 40 Under 40 and served on the alumni board of directors for SPIA. Please join me in welcoming Arthur Tripp.
Well, good afternoon, class of 2022. You know, in the words of the great American poet Taylor Swift, I don't know about you, say it with me, but my wife gave me permission to do that. Look, I know I'm the only thing standing in between you and your graduation parties, so I promise I will keep it brief. But class of 2022, know that this is an incredibly monumental moment. For some of you, you are the first person to graduate from college. For others of you, you have moved from the stands to center stage. Either way, no matter how you got here, the important message is that you got here and that you are here now. Now, I want y'all to do me a quick favor for a second. I know folks typically don't like to do this at graduations, but I want the class of 2022, I want you to stand up, identify your support team, your people, your family, and shout out to place an exclamation point on this moment. Come on, stand up, make a big noise, and you will remember this. Find your support systems, point them out. Doesn't that feel good? All right, y'all can sit down now. We can finish. We got graduation parties to attend. You know, it's clear that you all have produced already some of the greatest soon-to-be graduates from this institution. When I see people like Sharzad, or I see our former intern, Sydney Phillips here, it is clear that you all are well on your way. That's right. Oh, you got a couple shout-outs, Sydney. I told her I was going to do this and embarrass her. But nevertheless, graduates, it's important to know that this is your moment. And this, in fact, is your achievement. Each and every one of you, you have charted your own path to where we now sit. And no matter where you started your journey to this prestigious degree, I want you to know that you now possess the skills and the knowledge to succeed in any endeavor that you choose to begin. Now, contrary to popular belief, your college degree is not just a piece of paper for you to display and sit in the corner and for it to gather dust, but it's a symbol of all that you have accomplished and all that you have become over these past few years. I want you all to think back to the late nights that you spent cramming for midterms. Think back to the early morning rush to the 8 a.m. class for those who did it, against the advice of probably some of the older graduates. And I'll bet you'll never forget where you were when Keely Ringo caught that pick six to secure our first national championship within 40 years. You see, when you leave this room today, you will in fact be a part of one of the most elite groups, not just in our state and our nation, but you will be a part of one of the most elite groups in the world. Your expertise, your judgment, and your experience is going to be needed to solve the grand challenges of our time. Just think about it for a second. Our world across the population is continuing to increase, so we've got to think of ways to meet the basic needs of humanity, such as food, clean drinking water, housing. Even climate change is knocking louder and louder at our door, and we must be prepared to answer that call with an eye towards an actionable solution. Take the recent events of these past few years. It's abundantly clear that our world is more interconnected than ever before, and that we are no longer competing just at a local level, but we are now competing at a global level. Crises across the globe no longer stop at their respective borders. They're felt right here in our own backyards. Look at the war in Ukraine and how it's affected the world's supply of grain and wheat. Think back to that ship that blocked the Suez Canal and affected the world's supply chain. And I know that we'll never forget how a virus from the other side of the globe effectively shut down our society. You see, it's increasingly clear that we can no longer wait on the solutions of tomorrow, because the future of humanity is being right here today. And as we have learned, time indeed waits for no one. Therefore, we must use the time that we have now to act. Y'all, I have a 3-year-old son, and he's in this hero phase. When he thinks of heroes, he playfully thinks of Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman. But you know, I've come to learn that heroes are in fact real, and they are among us. You see, when I think of heroes, I think of our frontline medical workers. I think of our soldiers protecting us at home and abroad. And I think about the millions of Americans who wake up every day fighting to make life better for everyone. And like those heroes, there is a hero indeed living inside each of you. You see, while Batman may have his gadgets and Wonder Woman her lasso, you now have your degree. And unlike the former two, no one can take it away from you. Class of 2022, this is my challenge to you. Keep going. Keep striving. Keep pressing forward towards your given ability to positively impact our nation and to positively impact our world. And continue to discover and cultivate the hero within you, because it's only going to take one. It's going to take one person to create positive change within our community, and for that community to then go and change our state, for our state to then go and change the nation, and the nation to indeed go change the world. But this is my question to you today, class of 2022. Are you that one? Even now, as we sit here today, we stand on the shoulders of those who have paved a way for us. Think of those great Georgians such as Susie King Taylor, Senator Johnny Isakson, and Dr. King. You see, while the weight of their times indeed pressed hard on their shoulders, they did not falter. And like heat in a forge, they became steeled in their resolve for progress. And while we continue to honor their memories through our works, your shoulders are now the shoulders that future generations will stand on. And when I look across this room, I don't just see the next Senator Isakson, or the next Susie King Taylor, or the next Dr. King. I also see the next hero, and that's sitting right here today. You know, there's this old saying that states there are 2 important days in your life. The first is the day that you were born, and the second is the day that you find out why. You see, these last few years have given each of us an opportunity to define our why. Think about it. Together, you and your classmates have survived a pandemic on a global scale. Several of you have taken tests and exams through the filter of a computer screen. and many of us have lost loved ones. It's safe to say that these past few years have indeed had their tough challenges. However, through these trying times, our collective resolve and our resilience of spirit, it has endured. I think through how many people came together to stand together, to lend a hand as we were facing this pandemic. I want y'all to do me one more favor. Take another look around the room and look at your classmates. Don't you remember that when you were in orientation that said, take a left to the right, take a left to the right, left? But I want you to take these moments that you have made and the knowledge that you have gained over the last few years and think just like the late John Lewis would ask, if not now, when? If not who, or if not you, then who? He would later go on to add that while we may not have chosen the time has indeed chosen us. Ladies and gentlemen, I can rest easy knowing that we have an answer to his question. Who was going to face the hard times? And the answer is sitting right in front of me. Class of 2022, we stand together at the precipice of possibility. And as I stated before, the future of mankind is still being written. And you must ask yourselves, where does your chapter belong in this storied book? Now, wherever your journey may lead you, I want you to remember the sacred words that are inscribed on our state seal, and be sure that your journeys are grounded in wisdom, in justice, and in moderation. May God bless you all.
Well, thank you, Arthur Tripp, for your own heroics and for your service to UGA, to SPIA, and now to the federal government. So we appreciate those remarks. I'd like to now ask you if you would to turn your thoughts to a member of the SPIA student community whom we lost this academic year, Ariana Zarsay. Ariana was an international affairs major. She was a bright light in our community, and we do miss her. Please join me for a moment of silence. Thank you. Now I would like to turn the focus on you and this moment of triumph for some 350 graduating seniors from the School of Public and International Affairs. Our graduates hail from locations as far and wide as Mexico City, Seoul, Korea, and the exotic Oconee County, Georgia. Regardless of where you came from, you're now proud SPIA Bulldog alumni. Congratulations to the SPIA class of 2022. Echoing the remarks of the other speakers, you are truly amazing. College is hard enough, but you did it all during COVID, which is a genuine, remarkable accomplishment. I want to ask you to recognize your family and friends for their support during this time. Many of them are in person here today, and I know that you've already hailed them, but it's good to remind them yet again how much you appreciate their support. So thank you, families. The same is true of the faculty of the School of Public and International Affairs and the staff. Many of the faculty are here on the stage, and the staff are just sort of hanging by to make sure I don't fall off the stage. So if you would, some applause for my colleagues. So this time of the year, every year, there's some seniors who don't have completely firmed up plans for immediate next steps in the future. And I just want to say that that's actually okay. The good news, and we know this, I can show you the data, even during COVID, 6 months after graduation, the students that we surveyed, around 90% of them are settled in full-time jobs, internships, or graduate school. And that's going to come for folks who don't have firm plans right now. And indeed, in all my years in higher ed, I can't remember a better job market. But that's not really what I want to talk about. I want to talk about three things, three little takeaways as you're about to enter the world of work and the world of just living your life. So remember these things: patience, engagement, and inspiration. Let's just unpack those. So first, patience. When you get that full-time job, or if you have one, that's great. But the probability that your first employer will also be your last employer is very low. And the likelihood that you'll be executive director of the organization that you're joining by the year 2023 is also really low. Similarly, this probably won't be your dream job. Be patient, you will get there. And the real test of your SPIA degree will be how well we've prepared you, not for your first job, but for your third or your fourth job. So we're going to come back to you to find out if we've done that. Second point, engagement. In that first job, please be engaged, totally engaged. Getting the next job, moving forward, often means killing it in your current job. Figure out what you do well. What's motivating? Are you growing as a person and as a professional? Third, energize yourself and fire your imagination with people who inspire you. Get to know people who make you say, when I grow up, I want to be like them. It's okay to do that, even if you're not a child. I do it all the time. I am inspired by the people I'm around, and I try to spend as much time as I can with them. Now, importantly, that's not the same thing as saying, wow, I wish I had Elon Musk's private jet. It means find people who have character, who are honorable, who will bring people together to achieve a common purpose. The last part you will discover over time is really the only game in town. It's very difficult to do it all yourself. Yes, we have had leaders who say, I'm the only one who can figure this out, but it doesn't really work that way. Solving the big, gnarly challenges requires lots of buy-in and a sincere belief in we and not just me. Spend time with inspiring people. And here's a tip. Everybody in this row here is pretty inspiring. Watch how they bring out the best in everyone else. If some of that inspiration rubs off on you, it will increase the collective goodwill in your community and beyond. And we really need this during this time of depleted goodwill. You are uniquely poised for this kind of work. You studied politics and diplomacy at the School of Public and International Affairs. We're counting on you. Congratulations, class of 2022. So now we want to get even closer to sealing the deal and get to the main event. I would like to ask Paul Welch, who's the Director of Student Services, to join me on stage so that we can recognize our graduating seniors.
Thank you, Dean Auer. It's my pleasure to introduce the School of Public and International Affairs class of 2022. The first winner is Sharzad Roshan Zamir. Mona Alea Aboud. Sarah Saladin Ahmed. Joseph Cecil Aldridge III. Emmeline Orojave. Olivia James Bauer. Grace Beasley. Jacqueline Marie Beck. Carter Elizabeth Best. Victoria Rose Bigby. Kumaria Mariam Bramblett. Rosa Sharon Lily Brown. Tucker Reese Bryant. Kristen Heather Caravino. Sophia Theodora Cantrell. China Anastasia Carter. Liliana Bell Chandler. Jenna Elizabeth Clarkson. Spencer Stephen Clifford. Webb Holt Cochran. Andrew Kenneth Cox. Thomas Patrick Crabb. Gideon Max Davinsky. Amani Maria Davis. David Campbell Diaz. Jonathan Asil Diaz. David Bennett DePietro. John Raymond Donovan. Anthony George Eford. Ivana Fiallos Cuadros. Melissa Flores. Summer Ford. Gabriela Christina Gagliano. Gloria Sabrina Garcia. Catherine Carol Gelting. Race Killian Gibson. Anna Elizabeth Gowan. Jerry Patrick Greer. Michael Dennis Haggerty. William Marquise Harris. Salithia Dede Haughty. Melinda Grace Hayes. Kaylee Anne Marie Henderson. William Clark Henderson. Christina Tiffany Hitchcock. Sydney Danielle Horwitz. Haley Louise Hunter. William Alexander Husky. Whitney Bryn Johns. Ava Renee Jones. Maddox Marjorie Jordan. Rachel Frances Hover. Rumiza Khan. Shi Ho Kim. Kurt Michael Kunick. Zoe Elizabeth Love. Grant Scott Martin. Sarah Alexandra Martinov. Phelan Ray McDevitt. Rebecca Christine Merricken. Sarah Moore. Hema Jason Nesbitt. Elizabeth Rose Newhart. There he is. Anasuru Ojegba. Simone Andre Orr. Mahi Katan Patel. You knew you were coming. Manshi Nalishbai Patel. Lucy Lane Pease. Sarah Elizabeth Pincava. Sydney Taylor Brooke Phillips. Sharon Miranda Pickens. Tori Ivana Priest. Alberto Reynaud. Abigail Elizabeth Rimmer. Daisy Rios Ramos. Love your hat. Amaya Simone Robinson. Brooke Nicole Rogers. Amalea Mary Rosales. Catherine Martha Maria Roth. Bryce Seagat. Langley Grace Seibert. Addison Quinn Schelt. Lindsay Marie Shewalter. Jamie Danielle Sigmund. Sydney Nicole Sims. Sydney Svedex. Valdina Chute. Christina Sophia Velaz Conti. William Edward Samples Washburn. John Mitchell West. Mark Paul Whitehead. Thank you. Brooklyn Ray Whitley. Alyssa Lane Wilkins. Mary Catherine Wood. Andrew Christian Zach. Samira Baba Zachariah. Nicholas Hammondtree. Thomas Lennon Russell. Keep it on, man. Okay, working. Patrick Russell. Richie Jonathan Wagner. Dean Auer, that's the class of 2022 for the School of Public and International Affairs.
I'm delighted that we have Narky Norton with us to put us in the proper spirit for the rest of the festivities today. Narky is an Assistant Director for Recruitment and Diversity Initiatives at the UGA Graduate School, and he's a 2014 SPIA graduate. It's always a treat to have him join us for convocation ceremonies. He's going to work with us on our singing abilities today by singing the alma mater. And we want you to join him with raising your voice in lustful unison with him. So Narky, if you'll join us, please. Oh, there he is. Wonderful.
All right, I know you already sang Taylor Swift, so you have no excuses. You can't dodge anything. So the graduating class of 2022, please stand. A tradition I like to do with each graduating class since 2014, I'm going to ask you to repeat after me and say it with your chest. All right? I am SPIA.
I am SPIA.
You are SPIA.
You are SPIA.
We are SPIA.
We are SPIA.
Family, friends, faculty, staff, give them one more round of applause. All right, so welcome to SPIA's Got Talent. Together, we're going to sing verse 1, then we'll go to verse 3, and then we'll do verse 2, verse 3, and at the end, since I can't give you any money, I'll give you a little solo of something, something. So we'll see how it works. Y'all good with that? All right, 1, 2, 3, and from the hills of Georgia's northland beams thy noble brow. And the sons of Georgia rising pledge with sacred vow. Alma mater, thee will honor, true and loyal be. Ever crowned with praise and glory, Georgia, hail to thee. And thy daughters proudly join thee, take their rightful place, side by side into the future, equal brings embrace. Alma after thee will honor true and loyal be, ever crowned with praise and glory, Georgia hail to thee, Georgia.